of Time in Texas by William F. Nolan. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings from the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Joe Pillsbury. Of Time in Texas by William F. Nolan. In one fell swoop, declared Professor C. Sidwick Ohms, releasing a thin blue ribbon of pipe smoke and rocking back on his heels, I intend to solve the greatest problem facing mankind today. Colonizing the polar waste was a messy and fruitless business, and the enforced birth control program couldn't be enforced. Overpopulation still remains the thorn in our side. Gentlemen, he paused to look each of the assembled reporters in the eye. There is but one answer. Mass annihilation, quavered a cub reporter. Push, boy, certainly not, the professor bristled. The answer is time. Time? Exactly, nodded Ohms. With a dramatic flourish he swept aside a red velvet drape to reveal a tall structure of gleaming metal. As witness. Golly, what is that thing? Queried the cub. This thing, replied the professor acidly, is the C. Sidwick Ohms time door. Williker's a time machine. Not so, not so. Please, boy. A time machine, in the popular sense, is impossible. Wild fancy. However, the professor tapped on the dottle from his pipe. By a mathematically precise series of infinite calculations, I've developed the remarkable C. Sidwick Ohms time door. Open it, take but a single step, and presto, the past. But where in the past, Professor? Ohms smiled easily down on the tense ring of faces. Gentlemen, beyond this door lies the sprawling giant of the southwest. Enough land to absorb the earth's overflow like that. He snapped his fingers. I speak, gentlemen, of Texas, 1957. What if the Texans object? They have no choice. The time door is strictly one-way passage, I sort of that. It would be utterly impossible for anyone in 1957 to re-enter our world of 2057. And now, past awaits. He tossed aside his professorial robes. Under them, Sidwick Ohms wore an ancient and bizarre costume. Black riding boots, highly polished and trimmed in silver, wool chaps, a wide jewel-studded belt with an immense buckle, a brightly checked shirt topped with a blazing red bandana. Briskly, he snapped a tall 10-gallon hat on his head and stepped to the time door. Gripping an ebony handle, he tugged upwards. The huge metal door oiled slowly back. Time, said Sidwick Ohms simply, gesturing towards the grey nothingness beyond the door. The reporters and photographers surged forwards, notebooks and cameras at the ready. What if the door swings shut after you've gone? One of them asked. A groundless fear, boy, assured Ohms. I've squinted it that the time door can never be closed. And now? Goodbye, gentlemen. Or, to use the proper colloquialism, so long, hombres. Ohms bowed from the waist, gave his 10-gallon hat a final tug, and took a single step forwards, and did not disappear. He stood blinking, then he swore, beat upon the unyielding wall of greyness with clenched fists, and fell back panting to his desk. I've failed, he moaned in a lost voice. The C. Sidwick Ohms time door is a botch. He buried his head in his trembling hands. The reporters and photographers began to file out. Suddenly, a professor raised his head. Listen, he warned. A slow rumbling, muted with distance, emanated from the dense greyness of the time door. Faint yips and whoopings were distinct above the rumble. The sound grew steadily to 1,000 beating drums, the rolling sea of thunder. Shrieking, the reporters and photographers scattered to the stairs. Ah, another knotty problem to be solved, mused Professor Sidwick Ohms, swinging, with some difficulty, onto one of 3,000 Texas steers stampeding into the laboratory. End of Time in Texas by William F. Nolan. Recording by Joe Pillsbury.